Hey everybody, welcome. My name is Julie May, and today I'm going to share my little background story of living with chronic severe back pain and what I did to heal my back pain completely. I'm just going to give you a little background of my story, and then I'm going to share with you the tool that I used. I'm not going to go into detail about either one of these things too much. I'll just give it to you pretty much in a nutshell, and then you can take this tool that I share with you that worked for me and apply it to your own life. So if you're going through chronic back pain, or if you know somebody who's going through chronic back pain, please share this video with them. And I'm just here to share with you what helped heal me, because no one deserves to be living with chronic back pain or any back pain at all. If you have chronic back pain, if you have any back pain, even just for a day, you know and understand how horrible it is and how much it interferes with your daily life, and how after living with chronic back pain for days, weeks, years, months, how much it takes a toll on your mental well-being as well. So none of us deserve or should be having to live with chronic back pain. So here I am today, just trying to get the word out of, if I healed myself from the back pain, I really do believe that pretty much anyone can. Probably like 95% of people that are living with chronic back pain I believe, can heal. So anyway, a little brief story background of me and my back pain. When I was 7 years old, I was diagnosed with scoliosis, and it got to be bad. When I was 12, I had a surgery. My spine was fused with the Harrington rods. It was fused from below my shoulder blades to the bottom of my back. I have just about 2 vertebrae that are not fused at the bottom of my back. So it's a significant part of my spine that's fused. And there's the rods on the sides with hardware and screws and stuff. And my spine doesn't bend in that large area. So I was like okay for a while. I would have some pain here and there with coldness and dampness, and they did a bone graft on my hip, and that actually was like the most painful for a lot of my younger years, like through middle school and high school. And then it like kind of went away for the most part, from what I remember. And then probably when I was around 22, 23, I was learning to skateboard, and I fell really hard on my ass a few times. And during those times, I had some really bad back pain right below my right shoulder blade for a couple weeks, and then it went away. And that was probably like maybe my first experiences of some really bad back pain. And then some years went by, and I did a move, had some other stress going on in my life. I was working a job where I was bussing tables, and this one day I was working and I just turned and my back went out, and I was in excruciating pain. I was like in bed for a couple weeks. I had to stop working. Not only did I have to stop working, but they also fired me, like, because I hurt my back, which is like a whole other story, but like adds to the stress, right? And when you deal with chronic back pain, this kind of shit comes up, and it's like a downward spiral, and I'm sure a lot of you understand. Anyway, so I was out of work in like a bunch of pain. I like finally kind of started getting better like after a month. Not like better, but like not in excruciating pain anymore. Like I was able to like get up and like start moving around again, kind of that level of pain and tolerance. So I like got myself another job, but I was like standing all day and on concrete floors, and I worked there for like a couple, like a month or so, and then again, the back just went out, and I was not able to work. It's the same exact thing. I was in bed, couldn't move, excruciating pain. Just felt like I was losing control of my life. And I went through like 3 rounds of this with working, my back going out, pushing myself, and then it just got to the point where it stayed at excruciating pain, and I wasn't recovering, and so I wasn't able to get back to work, and I was really stressed about money, and so then I like started seeing doctors and that whole thing, running from doctor to doctor, getting MRIs, CT scans, dealing with all the drama that comes up with, you know, doctors, insurance companies, and it's not like I was just going to the doctor. It was like, you know, I would show up to a doctor's appointment and they would tell me like my CT scan didn't get approved by the insurance company, and I would like had so much hope in the CT scan that it was going to give me the answer that I needed and then I would be better. And going to doctor and just like trying to figure out what's wrong with me and not getting any answers, and getting to the point where I was just so worn down and so emotionally drained, and crying in the doctor's offices. And they told me I had degenerative disc disease because some of my vertebrae were starting to show that they were degenerating, and that sounded scary to me, but we should all be aware that doctors do have to give a diagnosis when you keep showing up, and it's actually a pretty common diagnosis, even though it sounds really scary. Anyway, my level of pain would be like on a good day, maybe like a 6.5. But then it was like a few times a week I was having episodes of like level 10 pain. I'd be on the floor crying. My back would be spasming. It was like, I felt like I was like being attacked, you know? And then when these episodes would pass, I would like finally be able to go to sleep or whatever. But mentally, I remember thinking every time these episodes would happen, which was so often, and it was really wearing me thin. And sleeping was hard. My social life was out the door. Couldn't work. Couldn't really walk. Couldn't do exercise. Couldn't do anything fun. I mean, my whole mind and life was consumed by my back pain, and this went on for years. So, what was I just saying? Anyway, let's get to the good part. So, things I started doing I was, searching for answers to get better. This was going on for years. So, I did like a bunch of physical therapy. They gave me massage there, that kind of helps, but like it didn't really help. I would pay for massages. That didn't help. It would feel temporarily better, but like in the bigger picture, did it heal me? No. I did pain management. I did this therapy, I forget what it's called, but basically they inject like the saline into certain points in your back to try to make your pain go away. That didn't work. I did like water therapy, like, changing my diet. The list goes on and on. Like, I was just trying everything because I was desperate to get better. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say now. When I would have these episodes of pain that would take me to a level 10 pain multiple times a week, I would be like, okay, I can get through this. I can get through this day. I can get through this attack of pain today, but I don't know how many more hits I can take. I was feeling suicidal because I just felt completely out of control of my life, and the pain was horrible. It was absolutely excruciating, and I did not see the light at the end of the tunnel. So anyway, two things that did help me. This isn't my main tool that I used that cured me, but like yin yoga really helped me a lot, and it helped me to work through my pain when it was happening. I would wake up in the morning and I had to do stretching and yoga because it was my only way of getting relief from the pain. So it really wasn't an option to me. I opted out of taking painkillers because, first of all, they didn't even help me, and they made me feel weird and like have real strange sweats and stuff and feel nauseous. I was tempted to take them just because, like, well, to like kind of escape myself a little bit, but I knew that I would be just creating another problem for myself in the long run with addiction, and that the pain was still there. So I really didn't take painkillers. Sometimes I would take like an 800 ibuprofen, but I pretty much faced the pain head on and like didn't really numb it out. I tried to work it out with yoga, and I also did a lot of like guided meditations to manage my pain as well. And I smoked a lot of marijuana during that time. I don't smoke marijuana anymore, but I do feel like it served me very well during that time period. And I think it was a great alternative to painkillers. It did help me to get in touch with like where exactly my pain was coming from. And then like, either like stretch out that area in my back or massage it. It helps me be more in tune with my body, I felt like, than I felt like the painkillers kind of like took me even further away from being in tune with my body. Anyway, so nothing worked, and years before that, when my back pain first started, somebody had given me a book when they were moving out of a house or something. They had a box of books, and I never felt very inspired to read it up until a few years into my chronic back pain, when I was feeling pretty desperate for anything because nothing else was working. So I finally decided to read this book, Healing Back Pain, The Mind-Body Connection by John E. Sarno, and he's a doctor. And it says, without drugs, without surgery, and without exercise, back pain can be stopped forever. So of course I was extremely skeptical because my pain was so real and so intense and had full control over my life for years. And after dealing with something like that for so many years, day after day, your brain is stuck in the cycle, and it is hard to break that cycle. So I mean, I really thought that I was going to be disabled for the rest of my life, and it was a hard thing to accept. But like, the pain was so intense, I really couldn't imagine it being gone, especially after as long as I was dealing with it for. So anyway, I started to read this book, and as I started reading it, I was like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. My pain is, I have something else going on. I have these metal rods in my back. My spine is fused. There's something seriously wrong with me. This book isn't going to help me. This is for like some other people that don't really have real pain or something, and whatever, or like not really have something wrong with them. And I convinced myself there was something very seriously wrong with me, and I was really scared because, you know, I also don't have a back like the average person. My back is altered, and I've got hardware in there, and my spine is fused into like one solid piece of bone. So I had a lot of fear, and fear plays a huge part in chronic back pain. So as I continued to read the book, I finally started to get some feeling of reassurance. And I almost felt like it was like somebody coming to me finally and saying, you are going to be okay. This is not going to last forever. You're going to get better. You can relax now. You can finally relax now. So this doctor, he talks about, I'm just going to give it to you in a nutshell. Okay, I'm not going to go into detail, but he talks about this diagnosis called TMS, and it stands for tension myositis syndrome. And then he explains the mind-body connection. And basically, the idea behind this is that our brains use physical pain to distract us from emotional pain. So the way that we can break this cycle, and this is just in a nutshell, he goes into detail in this book, and you need to read the book, really. But you know, I don't want to just leave you hanging and have no idea like where this book is going. But so he says that our brains will just distract us from emotional pain by using physical pain. So to break this cycle, what we need to do is to train our brain when these attacks of spasms start happening in our back to stop and ask ourselves, what is bothering me right now emotionally? And it can be something as simple as, I don't like the way that my mom just talked to me on the phone with the conversation I just had with her. Like, it does not have to be something really huge just to trigger this kind of response in the body. And then as soon as you identify what is emotionally bothering you in that moment, or has upset you, or is laying underneath the surface in that very moment, it switches your brain over to this emotional trigger instead of going deep down and being distracted by this physical pain and going all the way over here and being out of touch with that emotional pain. As soon as you connect with that emotional trigger, believe it or not, the pain and the episode of spasm, it just starts to fade away. And the more that you do this, the more you get further and further away from your physical pain. The more episodes that start coming up, and the more that you're telling your brain to look at your emotional trigger, the more your brain's getting further away from sending a physical response to that emotional pain. So all I can say is read the book. This is the second book that he wrote. I didn't read the first one, but I am sure it's amazing. I I'm not a doctor. I don't know if this is going to cure you like it cured me, but after years of chronic severe back pain, completely losing control of my life, being suicidal, really depressed, you know, and having my spine altered, and have had surgery already, and having my spine fused and hardware in my back and everything. And this cured me, okay? So if it cured me, I really believe that there's at least one person out there that this can really change your life around for the better. So please read the book. And if this video has helped you, or you appreciate this video, please give it a thumbs up. If there's anyone out there that you know that is suffering from back pain, please share this video with them. And if you yourself are suffering from back pain, I am here to send you love and healing vibrations on your journey. And I want you to know that you can be pain-free too. You deserve to be pain-free. And please just have faith, let go of fear, know that it's possible for you, know that you deserve to feel well, and you deserve to feel the love for yourself and the love for your body, okay? You don't have to be in pain, even if it's there. You can take control of it. I didn't believe it, but it worked. So, I'm not sponsored by anyone, but I just really would love for somebody else to be able to say, fuck you, back pain, later, and take control. You have the power, okay? And this book explains how you can take your power back. Much love to all of you, and I hope that this video helps